again, thank you for those of you who made it with us this morning. I apologize for the technical difficulties. We had an issue with the original webinar, so we had to restart this one. And again, my name is Jason McClellan with Insurance Advisors Direct. I would like to introduce you to Christy McGorry, and she's on the phone with us today from Assurity, and she's actually going to be the one taking us through these two exciting new products. And Assurity is a relationship that we started with them sometime last year, but have not really had an opportunity to do any training on their products, so this is kind of the first rollout with Insurance Advisors Direct and Assurity. So we're excited to have them with us as a partner for 2016, and I hope that each of you who are with us today have an opportunity to see where their products can fit in your portfolio, and that you can too take advantage of these great products. So, and I won't steal any of Christy's thunder. I'll let her take you through all the exciting things concerning Assurity as well as the products that we're going to be talking about. Just for a quick moment, we will have everybody on mute, so if you have any questions, please feel free to type those in. I believe it's the lower left-hand corner, and we'll try and respond and address those questions throughout, and then we'll take a few moments at the end to answer any questions that you might have as well. So, again, appreciate you coming out this morning, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Christy.
All right. Well, thank you, Jason. And you know, I actually think that the technical difficulty with webinars, well, I will say it happens more than people think. I would say at least once every couple of months we have some kind of a situation, but I always think it leads into a really good point when you're talking about your insurance business is, you know, technology is always changing. Sometimes things get screwed up. And so the best thing for you to do as an agent is to make sure you always keep your eyes open to new opportunities to put into your portfolio, because you know, if something changes, you know, we've had a lot of changes in the industry so far this year with companies getting rid of products and things. So I think it's always good that, you know, even if you've always kind of taken this train track, you know, your whole career, or whether you're just getting started in this business, you know, it's always good to make sure you're seeing what else is out there that might be a good opportunity. So I think it's if there's anything that you can take from technology, it is that it is always changing, and that's, you know, if technology is always changing, so are people, and so is this business. So being on top of that, I think, is great. So a little bit about Assurity. You know, we are a smaller Midwest mutual company. We are based here in the lovely state of Nebraska and Lincoln. For those of you who like football, I always like to mention we are within, if I'm over by the one windows, I can see the stadium from our office. So we're pretty close to the university campus. And with Assurity, we are an A- excellent rating with AM Best. And I always like to bring that up, especially with, you know, knowing that agents work with many companies. I've been here now for 12 years. We've had the same rating the whole time, and it's just mainly due to our size. If we were a lot bigger, I think we would get rid of that little dash mark. But we are a pretty small mutual company. One thing we do pride ourselves on is being a one-stop shop for products. You know, we have a whole line of disability products. We have a line of critical illness products. We have term life insurance, whole life insurance plans, and even a few annuities. So we do have a full portfolio of products to choose from. And one thing being based in, you know, the middle of the country is we really have kept with that middle income focus on everything that we offer. And, you know, talking more about that middle income, I think now is a better time than ever, if you're not already working in this market, to consider it. You know, if you see on there kind of what the stats tell us, you know, 70 million Americans fall into that $50,000 to $200,000 bracket. That's what we would consider to be middle income America. So what we have kind of learned through our experience in this business and from, you know, reading different studies and things out there is the things that are the most important to someone in this middle income market is convenience. You know, some of them, for them, the convenience is going through the full gamut. They want to do everything face to face with you. They don't care about doing exams. You know, the process takes 6 months. They know what they want. They will come to you and get it and wait as long as it takes. But we know the other end of the spectrum, we have some people who want that convenience of, for me, I want this. I want to come to you today. I want to have an answer today. I want to have an application in today. And so here at Assurity, we have products that are simplified issue. We have products that are non-medical, and we have that fully underwritten. So we have everything to kind of cover depending on what type of convenience your client is looking for. One thing with this market that makes it a really good target for business is if something were to happen to someone in that family, let's say we have, two spouses and children, or even just two spouses, financial hardship does occur whenever there's a loss of income. I know a lot of agents, well, I have money, my clients say they have money put away. And it's like, well, how long will that money last? And so we know that in most situations in this middle income market, there is a hardship. So they need someone to bring them these solutions. And, the best way to sell them really is on stories of how something would benefit them. We know no one ever wants to wake up in the morning saying, today is a beautiful Tuesday on April 5th and I'm going to go out and buy some insurance. We don't hear that. So I think it's really important, within this market to be able to give them that scenario and that story, someone that they know, or, how can they relate this to something? I think it makes it really easy in this market to sell those products because they're more likely to see that need. So, why with us? Our compensation is good, protection for your clients, being able to provide that, being that well-rounded advisor. One thing I hear from every day when I talk with agents is, I was working with these clients, it was going to be great, but then they went up going with another agent. Well, we all know the more products that you have in your portfolio to offer, the more opportunities you have to upsell your clients to really keep them from looking outside. Opportunities for strong business year-round, since we're not focused on one particular market. We have products that are here. They're good for you to use any time of the year. And, we try to make ourselves fairly easy to do business with. We have a contact center that you guys are welcome to contact anytime if you have questions, you have pre-screens, you want to talk about a specific condition with an underwriter. We have all those opportunities available for you. We also do have an electronic platform for our applications to make that process easier. We've seen agencies that have started using that have gone from paper to electronic. We've seen that business, the process time on something fully underwritten cut back by, 3 weeks or so. And that's, we can skip over a lot of steps of needing to re-verify information, either that we can't read from the handwriting or verifying information that was left incomplete on the application. So we really are, as our business continues to grow, really focusing on, what's the next big thing that we can bring to help you guys make your job easier. So one thing I like to show, and this is kind of a good way for you guys to see this business, and another reason why, it's good to look at different products, why it's good to have different things in your portfolio. And this is something that you can use with your clients. And this is just a sales idea where, when I already have my life insurance, I don't need anything else. Well, this is a good way for you to show them. And, we have a lot of agents that from presentations we've done where you use this example, they will take it and, just do it on a napkin if you're meeting them for coffee. However you'd like, we want to be there again to help you. So we know that typical person is, they're going through this elevator of life. They have all these goals here at the top. And we know in order to get to those goals, the thing that they have to have is that ability to work and earn income. And I know we'll do some further webinars with you guys to go over some more of those products today, but this will just kind of showcase for you why we do what we do here. So we know for this person, these slides are, I think, since it's not going on my system, it looks a little different. Well, the way this works, we'll see, is, if something were to happen and that ability to work and income goes away, they fall back down to the bottom. And the way this should work is, we can see here that if you have multiple lines here for your elevator, if something were to happen to a few of them, you're still going to have some other cables to help you to reach those goals. So, yeah, I apologize for the way this looks here. It usually doesn't do that. Thinking it must just be from running it through this system here. But the whole point of this is, again, looking outside of just that one product line and making sure that you're helping your client realize that, if any of these things here, were to happen, we want to be able to give them that opportunity still to reach their goals. And, even going through and explaining things and being able to give them solutions, is something you're doing to help them to get there. And, sometimes it's harder for them to see, so when you give little explanations and show them things, that really can help out. So that's our whole purpose with, why we do what we do is, we want to make sure that you as an agent are able to hold on to that client and, to increase your paycheck, as well as helping them protect their paycheck, their lifestyle, their family, and in the end, meeting all their goals. So the first product I'm going to talk with you about is our Acci-Flex product. This is an accidental death product with an accidental disability rider. And with this product, just to give you a little background on the nuts and bolts, we issue this through age 60, and the benefit amounts up to $250,000. It does have 3 different riders on it. We have that accident-only disability, we have a return of premium, and a waiver of premium. Now, with this product, the big feature on it really does shine down on this accident-only DI rider. So what this will do, it'll go up to 60% or a max of $1,800 of disability payment on a monthly basis with a 90-day wait and a 2-year benefit if your client were to become disabled as a result of an accident. Now, why we see this being such a good fit, I'll show you some of the premiums and you'll see why this works out really well. But what we see a lot of times is agents who are even looking to write additional products, it's hard to really break into those markets and understand. And this rider is a good way to really get your foot in if you've never written disability before. It's a very simple process. They were either disabled due to an accident or they weren't. So it's a very, very simple process. Now with that, we also have a return of premium rider. So with this, the one thing we see a lot, especially when we're working with the younger consumer, is they are invisible. Nothing is going to happen to them. They don't need to have insurance. Well, the great thing about this product is you can include a return of premium, and if they never do have to use the policy, or even if they use that policy, that DI rider, for instance, they have the opportunity to receive return of premium. Now, with that, you'll see a schedule in the different quotes you can run that'll show, but it'll go through, and I know yesterday we ran one on a 35-year-old for $250,000, and that return of premium at the end at year 75 was $40,000. A waiver of premium rider, this is another rider on the plan that just allows if someone were to become disabled, once they've hit 6 months, we will start paying the premium on the policy. Now, the one thing about this plan being an accidental death benefit is, I think the initial attraction to this plan was, wow, there's so many accidents that happen every day, and most of those will be covered by the plan, but we do have a list of different exclusions on the policy. So anyone who was doing anything illegal, that's not going to be covered by the plan. Self-inflicted, that's not covered. You can see just a couple other ones, piloting non-commercial for more than 150 hours annually, traveling outside the U.S. and Canada for more than 2 weeks. So there are some things on here, and we'll have a full list of this information, available for you guys as well. But so it's not just cut and dry if it's an accident. There are some exclusions or limitations for how that works. but traditionally, most situations are going to be something that's covered by this plan. So why do agents want to sell this plan, and why do your clients want to buy it? Well, the big thing is the application process. There is one health question on the application. Based on that question, it's gonna tell you if they're able to get this coverage or not. So the only question on the application we're going to look at is in regards to if the client has ever been diagnosed as having HIV or AIDS-related complex. So if they are right now, they would not be eligible for this plan. Any other situation, they're eligible for this. So very, very easy to sell, easy process to work with. So something that I would definitely recommend, if you're looking for an easy plan to start writing, this is definitely a good fit for you, where you're able to offer that client, not only a potential death benefit for the beneficiary, but also some living benefit for them as well. Now, with the rates on this plan, as you can see here, we're going to be looking at with some rates here for men and females here. We can see if we look at that 35-year-old male, just that base for $200,000 is going to be $21. So very, very reasonable priced just to get that death benefit. If you were to add all three of those rider options, that totals so $47.32. Now, the one thing you'll find is kind of interesting when comes with the rates for the men. As you can see, when they're younger, that total rate is a little bit higher, and that's just because there's actuarial, with all the studies of insurance, young men typically have more accidents. So the rates are a little bit higher when they're younger and then get lower, whereas the females will stay pretty consistent. So, but you can see overall with the premium on this, if you have that client who's really concerned, well, I really need some life insurance, but I can't afford it. Well, if we're looking at that 35-year-old male, we're $21 a month. So it's less than $1 a day. Now, ideal clients for this product, any kind of manual labor workers or vocational. So anyone who is working construction, plumbers, carpenters, they are great prospects for this product. Since they are working on their feet, whenever they are on the job, they're the ones who, if they were to become disabled due to an accident, that's going to affect their job more than it's going to affect mine, because I can still sit at a desk if both my legs get broke, for instance. Whereas they, wouldn't be able to do that. Also, it's a great plan if you know anyone who, works in law enforcement, firefighters as well. Those are good markets we see for adding on some accident coverage. Those who cannot afford traditional life insurance, that's one thing we do see a struggle with a lot these days is people, there's so many places to put their money, but they kind of tend to forget about, their insurance needs and protecting their family. So it's a really good way for you to get them started on some income protection, get them a little policy where then, a year later or so you can go back and offer some additional costs once they've gotten used to paying that little bit. Once they get used to paying, let's say that $40, $20 more, a year or two down the line isn't going to seem as much as $60 is right now. Another big market for this plan is anyone who you have written for life insurance or disability insurance who have been declined due to their health. Again, this is just an accident plan, so it's not going to cover that health sickness situation. But, sometimes when you look at those, if you have someone who is uninsurable and you look at some of those guaranteed issue life plans, that's something where this would be a great plan for them to get some type of coverage if they can't afford those premiums, per se that guaranteed issue plan would have. Also, anyone who owns a motorcycle or ATV, another great market for this product. We have a Harley-Davidson shop here in Lincoln. We actually have their manager has been licensed to sell insurance just to sell this product. They're within that motorcycle market. There's too many of them who've known someone who has gotten hurt on a bike. So that one is a very easy easy market to make some sales in. And with us hitting spring here, that's a really good opportunity for you to get out there with this product. We have a question. Armed conflict prevents police officers from receiving a benefit. Well, that's the one thing. If it's an armed conflict, if we're looking at an act of war, that would not be covered. However, just with a lot of the other events that they do where they may become disabled, let's say they're jumping over a fence and they fall, chasing down someone, we wouldn't consider that to be armed conflict, and we'd be able to offer. One thing we do have with this plan also that makes it unique is, most of the time if you have a client who has a term plan, they have conversion options. With this plan, we actually have an upgrade benefit available. So let's say you do sell your client, the income is the thing that's holding them back from buying insurance, so you get them to purchase this plan. What we will do is we will give them a non-commissional upgrade credit equal to that first year premium towards a new policy. That would be if you upgrade them to a regular term plan, a whole life, or a universal life plan. So just as an example, we'll see here, if you have that client, that 35-year-old who purchased a plan, what we will do is take that first year's premium, that $242, and we would minus it off that first year's premium on that non-med term. So again, it's just a really good way to help them out to make that transition to more of a long-term insurance plan. We have another question back on the police officers if they're shot in the line of duty. That one I will say we look at on an individual consideration basis. Just as an example, traditionally most life insurance plans overall do not, there's clauses in them that say they do not cover during acts of war. So in acts of war, if it was a period of armed conflict, whether it's something, across seas or if it's something here, in your backyard, that's something that we would look at every situation on an individual consideration basis. But I know I can tell you from, say, the acts of 9/11, which is that was considered armed conflict. I know for sure here at Assurity, I couldn't tell you for all other companies, but I'm pretty sure they probably did what we did. We paid every single claim. So they're all looked at on an individual consideration basis. Now, if you have armed conflict where, it's two buddies, that's something that, they're something that we're not going to have a problem, with here. But if they're, but that's not armed conflict, if they're shooting guns at each other, that is armed conflict. So with this product, we do have the Assurity Advantage program. And if any electronic applications we do receive, if we have them in our office before 1 p.m. Central Time, we will guarantee them to be mailed to you the same day. Paper applications are those that are received after 1 p.m. At that time, we would have them issued that second day. But that's just another great thing about this plan, with that, again, going with that quick convenience is being able to get that for you right away. So next, I want to talk about our Simplified Whole Life plan. The great thing about this plan is it is on a simplified chassis, so we're going to look at this in the application. Based on the application questions, we have 10 yes or no questions. Based on how they answer that will tell us if they're eligible for the product. So the great thing about this, it's a non-participating whole life plan with benefits up to $50,000. So within the plan, the nice thing is the clients they apply once, but they're eligible for all 3 levels. Based on their health will be where we put them. So we can see here with the benefits, depending on the age of the client, for those older ages, we'll only go up to $25,000. Now, this plan traditionally we see used more in the senior markets, just since it is a non-participating whole life, typically in that final expense market, we do see a lot of use of this product. Now, the great thing is, with all the 3 different levels, hold on here. So with the level, they have that full death benefit from day 1. And I'll show you those app questions here after I go over these 3 levels, but the way that works is just all the questions they have to answer as no. So very, very easy process, easy way for you to kind of help do the underwriting of the application, of course, assuming that client is being honest. The next one we have is that graded benefit. So that'll give accident coverage 100% from day 1, and then a non-accident graded benefit of 40% the first year if they were to pass away, 75% that second year, and once they hit that 3rd year, that policy anniversary, we will pay 100% of the benefit there as well. For this, there'll be 7 questions that they would answer as no, and then one of the other ones answered as a yes. So we can see from the graded benefit one, the benefit, the max that we will do is a $35,000. Now I will tell you, between the level and the graded, we do have about 75% of our business that ends up qualifying on that level benefit. Next, we have our modified. Now, I've only seen, we've had this product now for about 7 years. I think I've only seen one of these cases. This is going to be where we have one question that's specific that will show if they're eligible for the modified or if they would stay with that graded or level. So here again, that max benefit will be $25,000. The way that works is the first year they would get 110% of their premiums back. Second year, 220% of their premiums back. So again, this product being that target market for, final needs, supplemental income, we do see a lot of people that, if something were to happen to one spouse, even in those retirement years, would $50,000, get that other spouse, through that extra time to be able to take care of expenses, but also have that extra money for living to keep them on pace for where their retirement planning had put them. Charitable giving, we do see this used quite a bit there. Juveniles, we do see on occasion just because of that ease of that application. And then just as a good prospecting tool to get in the door, for potentially other products as well. Let me actually skip ahead here. I want to show you this application. So this is what the actual app page looks like. So you can see the way it's broken up. In that first section, if the client answers yes to anything in that section A, we will not offer coverage. Now, one thing I always do recommend while you are working with a client is to make sure you read those questions in full. So like just for example, that question 2 in section A, in the past 12 months, has the proposed insured been medically diagnosed with diabetes or been treated for uncontrolled diabetes or any complications thereof? So one thing there I will tell you that I have seen a few times, someone who is, they've been diabetic for a number of years, but here in the last 6 months, they've had to change their medicines because their A1C was out of whack. Until they've had that, steady numbers for a year based on that question, that would make them not eligible. So if they've had uncontrolled and they've been treated, so we're changing that medicine, that's something that would make them have to answer that question as yes. Now, if they've been on the same medicine, then that's not a problem at all. But that's probably one of the things we see the most is with the diabetes, that part of the question there. Now, if you look down, that section B just has that one question that talks about being confined or in the past 90 days being in any type of psychiatric facility or receiving any type of home health care. That third section, 3 questions here. The one we do get a lot of questions on here is that third one. Has the proposed insured ever been treated for diabetes requiring insulin injections combined with a medical history of stroke, TIA, or heart disease? So the one thing there we have a lot of clients and agents seem to do is they kind of stop after that first line if they've ever been treated for. So if they're a type 1 diabetic, they would answer yes there. But it's actually combined with. So if you have someone who is a type 1 diabetic who has not had stroke, TIA, or heart disease, they would answer no there. So those are the two questions, that number 2 and then that number 3 in section C, that we tend to get the most confusion on. Now with this product for the underwriting, the great thing, again, as I mentioned, that application, that is you helping us do the underwriting. We don't do any kind of exams or labs. That's why it's very attractive for a lot of clients. However, we do still run all the background checks. So we still do run an MIB and a script check on the clients. Based on those answers, if everything matches the application, we're going to send that right through to get approved. If there is anything there that makes us question, though, we see a medicine maybe that we typically don't see, we potentially then will order a phone interview. Also, any clients over the age of 60 are required to do a telephone interview with us on this product as well. Now, I know for a lot of agents that's kind of an added process and kind of makes your job harder. The nice thing we do with this is you actually can do that phone interview at point of sale. So if you're meeting right now with a client, once you've completed that application and kind of based on the answers they gave you where they should fit, you can call into our phone interview team and they actually will go over the questions. They run all those background checks and we'll be able to give you an answer while you're on the phone of the approval. I will tell you the biggest thing to do with this one, if you have a client who is on a lot of prescriptions, before you call in, I do recommend just having all of those handy. That way you're able to go through that information as that interview will ask to verify those medications. And also the reasons why they're taking them, Kind of going back to the beginning of this webinar, with technology has changed. We know medical technology has came quite a far ways as well. And sometimes someone might be taking a medicine that typically is used for another condition. So it'll be very important for you when you're working with your clients if, say they're on a medicine that traditionally is used, let's just say for a cancer, but they're using it for something else, we would just need to verify what they're taking and why they're taking it. And, a lot of times those medicines are still in those clinical trials, but, depending on area of the countries and doctors are seeing, that is something that we do see quite a bit these days. Another thing that we do have, if you do meet with a client, we have a pre-screen checklist. And this checklist, what it'll do is you can fill this out if, let's say, you're going to meet with a client in a couple of days and you have some more information on their medical history. We do have these available on our website that you are more than welcome to complete and to send in to us, and we will give you a pre-screen based on the information you provide. We do see a lot of agents that do that just because obviously, the last thing for you, we don't want you feeling like you're wasting your time. And if it's something we can help you do, if this product is a fit for your clients or there's another one that would be a better fit, our team here will let you know that. And, again, we want to save your time. So when you do go out and meet with that client, it's not, well, now we need to go back and take another application. And, we want to do, again, whatever we can to help make your job easier. So again, just go back and just really focus on the ease of this plan, how easy it is with this question. Makes things a lot easier. I mentioned those phone interviews. Now, a little more information on our phone interview team that, again, this is something that makes us unique as a carrier. We do all of our interviews in-house, so we don't outsource them to a third party. Now, the great thing for you as the agent is we are able to truly personalize every single one of those phone calls. If the underwriter is like, hey, I really want to know this when this interview is done, we will have that information and be able to get that as well. We actually have seen for all of our products, even our fully underwritten ones, we try to use these phone interviews more and more to get all the information that we need, and being able to avoid ordering APS records. So we do try to do that as much as possible, and you can see kind of where our hours are here. So we're going to be open until 9 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. on Fridays, and then we are open for 4 hours on Saturday mornings as well. Now, I know sometimes, we run into situations where maybe your client, is working second shift, and they tend to stay up through the wee hours of the morning and sleep all day. If you have a client where the best time for us to reach them is, let's say, at 3 a.m. on Wednesday mornings, when you send the application in, you put that in the underwriter's notes, we will make sure someone is able to contact them at that time. So again, we're trying to make things as convenient as possible, and if that person who is working that shift, that's been their schedule for 2 years, we all know throwing that off one day, is not always a good thing. So we always do try to accommodate as much as we can. For this product as well, we do have a 4-day service guarantee. So as long as we have, the application in and that phone interview, usually you're going to see those out the door in 2 days. At the most, we will take is at 4 days, of course, unless we are pending still for that phone interview. One thing I will tell you, for any of our Assurity Advantage program, your first application that you submit is never part of the program, just because it does take a little bit longer to finalize your contract once you've submitted a piece of business. But from your second application on, those advantages will be there for you. So Simplified Whole Life, again, some reasons why that process, it's affordable. The premiums are very, very affordable. And, really working in that final expense market, we're able to help those clients plan out without wasting a lot of their time. A few things that does make things a little bit different for Assurity. I would say that the biggest one to look at is that higher face amount on our level benefit of being able to offer up to $50,000. I know a lot of companies out there are only offering that 25 or 35. So us being able to give that little extra chunk of change really does make a difference. A couple of niche markets that we do have as well with this product is someone with sleep apnea. That could be a hard one, especially when they're older. So as long as were diagnosed and have been using their machine every night, we're at 12 months, if that's just the only health condition your client has, they're going to be approved at level. Same again here, if we see COPD, they're using that nebulizer, we'll say as level. Obviously, if they are still using tobacco, that would be something we wouldn't cover, but just showing that, again, we try to make things as easy and give you guys some opportunities to sell some of those clients that maybe traditionally wouldn't think they would be eligible for insurance. So what we do with each of our webinars, and this is something for you, I think it's a really good way to look at your business, is we like to challenge you to think about 2 clients that you have that would fit one of these 2 products. The easiest one I would say obviously is that Acci-Flex. Anyone you have ever had who has been declined for life insurance, that Acci-Flex product is for you as long as they're fitting within those age limits. We just encourage you all to think of those 2 clients and make 2 phone calls this week to set some appointments to go and talk about that product. Again, that ease of being able to get that for them very quickly and getting them a type of coverage they wouldn't think they'd be able to get, it really does make that an easier sale for you. So again, just who to think about for prospects for this. Do you think about any of your existing clients? Do you have any that would fit into, one of those markets? Fitting. I always think of that manual label job seems to be the easiest one to sell Acci-Flex to. Anyone who's self-employed, they always need more insurance. Anyone with a mortgage, we always see as a great prospect for additional coverage as well, just because, as we all know, things happen. Also, one thing we do here at Assurity is we have an agent trip that you're able to qualify for each year. Actually, right now as we speak, we have some staff that left yesterday, some today, and some that are leaving tomorrow morning. Our agent convention starts tomorrow evening in Hawaii. So they are on the island of Oahu. And actually my partner that works with me with the state of Michigan, she's on her way there right now. So the qualifications for this next year's trip is for Dublin, Ireland. A traditional writing agent who has been with us has already been contracted at the beginning of the year. The requirement is $80,000 of production. We do have a little bit of a skewed number through April. So if you haven't been contracted with us, that number is lower, and we can get a copy of this brochure to Jason to share with you guys. But one thing with the product, oops, that slide is not in here. For any disability or critical illness sales that you do, they count as double as well. So, and I know we are planning another webinar here in the future to go over our disability product, and if you guys do have any questions on anything there, prior to that, I'd be more than happy to work with you there as well. So again, I'm just here at Assurity. We are here to help you out. So myself and Susan Kuberts, anything we can do to help you guys out with products, pre-screens, anything you guys would like to have some assistance on, that's our job to you. We're here to help you out. So with that is all that we have for this morning. Does anyone have any questions?
Christy, well, thank you. And again, if you do have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and type those in the message box, and we'll try to answer those. Maybe we can just chat for a quick minute, Christy, while some may be putting together their questions. So again, covering these two products. And as Christy mentioned, we will be sending notification out. We'll be doing another one of these webinars in just a couple of weeks to address some of the other great Assurity products. So keep an eye out for that. But concerning these two products, Christy, maybe just to summarize real quick, because I know it's sometimes tough with these webinars. We go through so much information so quickly. Starting with the Acci-Flex, I know that you had told me that this was probably one of your number one products. Real quickly again, can you just cover the high points of that product, the Acci-Flex?
Well, I think the biggest one is it's just an affordable door opener for life coverage with different clients, younger adults, especially just because they like the little premiums. It's easier for them to, start getting into that need and understanding for life insurance. Alternative for uninsurable, I think that's another great market for this product. Unfortunately, a lot of clients end up going with no coverage because when they do, we've gotten declined here and we go to this company, the premiums are too much for them to afford on that guaranteed issue plan. So this is a good way to get some type of coverage for them. Sure. Lastly, I think just that one health question, that ease of issue, being able to get that done, in one day, that quick turnaround time really is a great benefit as well.
Okay. And how often would you say that you see those applications submitted with the disability income rider? I would say probably for those that are under the age limit and those that actually purchase, I traditionally, I think we see that on most applications that come in. Most of them, we have some we'll see that it'll be just that base death benefit, but most of them will be approved with both that return of premium and that DI rider. Now, if they do have any other disability insurance, we still do take that into consideration. So we still would coordinate benefits if they have any other additional insurance there. But I would say most of the applications that we do see come in the door, most of them will include that benefit just because it is, what a great way, for that younger client, that thought is, again, that they're invisible. They're not going to be hurt. They're not going to be in accidents. They're healthy. Well,
let's get you this coverage. This will cover you if you do have an accidental death. It'll give benefit for your family. If you were due to become disabled due to an accident, this is going to help you with your living expenses. And if best case scenario, nothing happens, you have that return of premium. And for that 35-year-old, again, we're going to be giving them back about 40 grand at age 75.
Right. Well, thank you for covering those. And I do agree. I think it's a great product. Knowing even from working with some disability products, sometimes how difficult those products can be to get through the underwriting process. Obviously this is a much easier way to get through that process. So a nice product there. And then the Simplified Whole Life, I know we talked here about 3 easy steps. Maybe just touch on those 3 easy steps one more time.
Well, with the product, we have the 3 levels. So, based on, how they answer those app questions really is going to drive which of those products they're eligible for. The nice thing there, again, is just, you're meeting with that client, you can ask those questions without actually submitting the application. So if we go through and, based on the way they're answering, they say yes to something up there, already right then you can move on to another product. The great thing, though, is for those clients that are eligible, that are over 60 with that phone interview, you can call in right then and do that with the client, and in most cases get an answer that day as, yep, they're approved at the level benefit or the graded benefit. So I think that's the biggest feature of that product is just for that senior market, too. They, being able to get that information as soon as possible, helps them out. And, I think the unfortunate thing in that market is there's a lot of those lovely mailers that go out, and seniors love to fill out things, and, they may have 10 other agents contact them. So what better way than you to get in there if you write something before those 10 other agents have a time to come in and, hey, remember that card you filled out for me? I think it just really makes it easier.
Absolutely. Good. Well, again, I appreciate that. It doesn't look like we've had any additional questions come in, so I think that should do it. Again, as you can see, again, thank you, Christy. Appreciate you going through both the Assurity information as well as these products. If you do have any additional questions, need some quotes, contracting, please contact us at Insurance Advisors Direct. We'd be happy to help you out. This webinar was recorded, so again, we can send you a copy of that if you'd like, or you can visit our YouTube channel where this will be posted along with some of our other recorded sessions. We will be following up with each of you, so we look forward to chatting and seeing what you think about the Assurity products. And again, keep an eye out because we will be announcing the next Assurity webinar. It will be coming up before the end of this month, so we're excited to have Christy back with us to do some additional product training. And that, I think, should do it. So again, thank everyone for their time, for joining us this morning, and we look forward to working with you. And again, contact us if you have any additional questions, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks, Christy.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.